Hi. So I realized that there's a song that I know how to play that I haven't recorded yet, which is Heartbroken by Diplo featuring Jessie Murph and Polo G. Very interesting mix, but I love a lot of what Diplo does, including his foray into dance country. So I'm excited to learn how to play it. It is some of the same chords from some of the other songs that I've been playing, but there's a lot more movement with it. So even though it is the same chords, there's different progressions often. So I really enjoy playing it. I did a couple run throughs, but I'm going to do a couple more now. So we're going to play this song and we're going to see how it goes. I'm going to play it in the headphone and then play it on the keyboard, and hopefully it sounds okay. I haven't done it with the music yet today, and I feel like it might be a little bit quicker than I expect it to be. So come along for the ride. Also, I got my pedal, and I thought it was helping, but I think the song moves too quick for it. So I'm going to try it first without the pedal, and then if I feel like it's a little slow that way, I'm going to use the pedal and sustain the chord and hope that helps. Whoa. Why does it do that? Sometimes it just randomly changes tone on me. I think there's such a craftiness to the song that really only Diplo and this random cast could pull off. Because of this song, I learned about Jessie Murph. Okay, hold on. That is sounding okay, but it's not loud enough in my headphones. She is way more country than I ever thought I would appreciate, but the songs she's been releasing have been pretty good. Even giving a nod to genre crossovers herself with a very country bop called Gucci Mane. It's really good. This song, though, Heartbroken, is great in itself, and the country hip hop with a dash of dance is just such a seamless blend. But there are two things I love about it. First is that if you were to judge it by the title or the cover art, you would think it's a breakup song. Make a river going upstream, trying to make a mountain into a valley. That's what your love does to me. Second, not only is it not a breakup song, it's about finding light after the darkness. Relationships should be a partnership where equal give and take and compromise is important. This song, Heartbroken, is the love after the hardest heartbreak. Okay, no, I gotta restart that. That part moves really quick. The one that reminds you that love exists, restores your faith, and fills your heart, somehow making everything worth the struggle. The one that makes you forget you were ever hurt in the first place. Sorry. That was okay. I'm happy with how I did, but I can definitely do better, so we're going to run through it again. But again, this is what practice is for. We tend to look at ourselves as broken after a breakup. Maybe we should be looking at it more like a piece from the wrong puzzle. That won't ever mean that there is nothing that you don't need to work on. There's always something to work on. And different relationships have different dynamics. Oh, not off to a good start, so we're going to restart it. Due to varying life experiences and partners. Honestly, it's best to take stock every time it doesn't work out. Incorporate it into the post-breakup glow-up. And make sure to take time to heal up before moving on, or you'll end up carrying the same problems into the next relationship. This is another great prompt to start figuring out who you are and the things that are truly important to you. Like I never said, here's hoping. Oh, I lost my spot because I was singing. I will say this song is really good for practicing like hand dexterity, and I'm only finding it difficult because it moves really quick and I have to like take my eyes off the keyboard to make sure I'm doing the right notes because there is quite a few changes. So once I practice more, I think it'll become Like the hand movements will get smoother. But man, that rap verse, so hard. So hard. It moves so quick and it doesn't follow, like it doesn't hit the same beats. At least that's what it feels like. Find confidence in yourself and start standing in your authenticity. Brave, bold. If we want someone to fall in love with who we really are, we have to be and show up as who we really are. Otherwise, we'll never be able to find our right person. And half truths and omitted details not only have a tendency to add up, they cause distrust off the hop and doesn't set a good tone. Running it back. I've known for a long time that I deserved better than the situations I was putting myself in. I was attracting the same kind of guys who would pull the exact same shit. So I worked on healing myself. I've said before that one of the funny things about healing is how much you change as a person. So there are things that I want in a partnership now that I didn't put as much value in the past. That's why it's important to find someone willing to grow and evolve with you so the connection stays strong even through those evolutions. When I do decide to let someone into my life again, it's going to be someone who brings out a better version of me. The absolute best, hopefully. I've gotten over not feeling good enough or like I missed out for being unprepared in the past. It just means it wasn't the right one or the right time. The more healed I am for the next one, the higher vibrational match it'll be. Okay, so I hobbled through that second verse, that Polo G verse, which is still very hard, but it is coming along. So we're just going to keep running through it because practice makes better. So let's go. With a commitment to understanding, compromise, and growth, we could lay a strong foundation for our future life, where we're each confident and independent enough in ourselves that we're able to bring the best to our relationship to become a unit. Wrong note. But a unit made up of two individual people who love, respect, and value each other and just enjoy hanging out. I think that's really important. Just the being friends part of it, too. This is why I've been so invested in Theo Vaughn's quest for a wife. I think he's a prime example of what emotional intelligence can look like. And because of that, the questions he asks and his effort to understand his guests is impeccable. He shows his vulnerability and allows others to do the same without judgment, and more often than not, many are surprisingly receptive. His interview with Sean Strickland is a prime example, and I legit cried. And the way he supported Sketch publicly through a rocky time was heartwarming. Oh no. He just seems like a genuine dude. I was doing so good until that. In a world where that's not a very common trait anymore. Theo's healing and recovery journey and how he brings out the best in those around him is the type of thing that restores my faith in humanity. And it would be a cute story. Two misunderstood, off the wall, authentic, rough around the edges, you never quite know what they're going to say, but committed to personal growth and healing, compassionate kinds of kids who might have intimacy issues but just want unconditional love, find each other, and maybe tantra, and I think that it would go over really well. He's a scrappy navigator of life's challenges. I'm a scrappy navigator of life's challenges. I think we could do the damn thing. Even though I do think Von Kurnatovsky would be a pretty badass last name, if it's not him, that's okay. I know that real love exists. I just lost perspective of what that looked like. But now that I know, and now that I've found myself, it'll be much easier for the right one to find me. And when that happens, they'll be willing to match my energy. Although I do appreciate my solitude, I'd be lying if I said I can't wait for the day to find the love that makes me forget about the heartbreak. But I'm confident enough in myself to not compromise my standards. I don't want to do the same thing over and over and get stuck in a toxic cycle. I want a healthy, real love that is foundationally strong, that'll withstand the test of time. And I know that's a challenge not everyone's up to, but that's okay. Real love will be worth the wait. All right, I made it through the second verse okay, and we got a complete run through. So thanks for joining me. Until next time, keep the peace and keep rocking on.